So far I explained about hydrodynamics and one of the property of the fluid, that is called viscosity. Okay. And now I'll explain one more important concept. When a liquid is at rest, that concept or that property of the fluid is called as surface tension. Here tension refers to force. Okay, tension means you have to consider as a force. Then how to understand this concept surface tension means, let us consider a beaker. Okay, it is filled with a liquid or water, and you can able to see this is the top surface of the water or liquid, or you can say that is the free surface of the water. Okay, so this is the free surface of the water, and first you observe this free surface of the water from top view. Okay, so here there is a beaker and I am observing the top surface of the water, and here how can I able to represent that top surface of the water means you can able to see in this manner. Okay, this is the top surface of the water in the beaker, and you know that between the molecules there is a intermolecular force of attraction. We have studied the elasticity property also, right? So here also there are liquid molecules on the top surface of the water. Between the molecules there is a intermolecular force of attraction. Then to understand the surface tension, let us draw an imaginary line, arbitrary. Wherever you want, you draw an imaginary line. Like I am drawing an imaginary line like this. Okay, this is an imaginary line. So everywhere there is a molecule. Similarly, on this line also you can imagine the molecules of this water or liquid. Okay. Then on these molecules, definitely other molecules will apply force that is in attractive nature. How the force will act on these molecules means, we have drawn this imaginary line, right? This side, this part let us consider as A. This part let us consider it as B. Then the molecules in the A side will apply the force on these molecules in all the direction. So this is a molecule means in all the direction it will apply the force, but the resultant force will act in this direction. That resultant force only I am representing, but you have to consider that in all the direction the other molecules are applying force. That means you can able to say that this is the resultant force acting on this direction due to the molecules present on A side. Similarly, B side also molecules are present, right? So this B side also will apply, that means the molecules present on the B side will apply force on these molecules. So from the both side there is a force acting on the molecule present on the imaginary line. So you can able to consider as a stretch force acting on these molecules. Not only on these molecules, wherever you draw an imaginary line and consider a two parts, you can able to observe that this A part is pulling these molecules. That means A part is pulling B part this side, or the A part is pulling the molecules on this imaginary line this side, and the B part is pulling the A part this side. Okay, an elongative force. and how the force is acting means tangential to the surface. Okay, you have to imagine very clearly tangential force. Once again I will tell. So if it is an object, if I applying a force here means this is not a tangential force, this is the force perpendicular to the surface area. Tangential force means like this. Okay, draw a tangent line on the surface. In that direction the force is acting means that is a tangential force, or you can say the angle between the surface and the force is 0. Like that a tangential force is acting, and because of that tangential force you can take one more example of balloon. If you blow the air into the balloon, it will expand. Okay, that means the layer of the balloon will become thin as it expands more. So still you blow, don't blow until it bursts. Okay, still it blow, still if you blow the air means again what happens means the intermolecular space increases, the restoring force will develop. Why? Because the distance between molecule increases. No, then what type of then what you will observe means it will become a thin layer as it expands more. It behaves a stretched membrane. Okay, so here also due to this force on either of the side, the free surface or the top surface of the water behaves as a stretched membrane. Okay, and here surface tension means how we will define the surface tension, that is it is denoted by T. So you came to know that the force is acting on either of the side. Let us take a imaginary line. This line length is L. On this imaginary line on the both side a tangential force is acting, right? So this force, that means for L length the force acting is F. For unit length, how much is the force means that force is F divided by L. Okay, that is we can define the surface tension as total force on either side, total force on either side of imaginary line. Okay, the total force on either side of imaginary line divided by length of that imaginary line. That force per unit length, is nothing but surface tension. Like this you can imagine the surface tension concept. Because of this surface tension, the surface of the water behaves as a surface of the water behaves as a stretched membrane. Okay, and that surface tension SI unit, that is force Newton per meter. This is the SI unit of surface tension. Like this we will define with some example. I will explain with more clarity of this surface tension concept. Okay. So for example, let us consider a rectangular frame, right? So like this rectangular frame, you dip this rectangular frame in a soap solution. Then you take that rectangular frame away from that soap solution. What you will observe means, in this empty area, a soap film will deposit. Okay. As soon you dip this frame into the soap solution and you remove, you will observe a soap film on this rectangular frame. So there is a liquid you can consider here. Then take a thread, a very lightweight thread, thin thread, and tie at both ends like this. You make that thread, tie these ends. Okay. So this is now irregular shape. So slowly you place on this soap film without damaging to the slope, without damaging to the soap film. You slightly place that thread, and like on that imaginary line, in this thread also you can able to imagine the forces are acting both outward and inward in all direction. That is again a tangential. And next what you have to do means, you have to remove this soap film, only an inside part. Okay, inside part you remove the soap film. Then what happens? Only the liquid molecules in the soap film, the molecules present in outer side. After removing, there is no molecules inside this thread. Okay, that means here before the forces is acting both inward and outward. Now the forces is acting only outward direction. Now I will ask a question. After removing the soap film, what it will maintains in the same shape, or I will give some more options like this rectangle, square, triangle or circle. Okay. After removing the soap film inside this thread, what it will maintains with the original shape, or it will changes into any other shape like this rectangle, square, triangle or circle. Okay. So which area is maximum? First tell me. Out of circle, rectangle, triangle, definitely area of the circle is more. Right. 1 meter thread you take. In 1 meter thread you make a rectangle, triangle, square, circle. Which will covers more area means definitely the circle will covers more area. And here also after removing the soap film, you will observe that the thread, you will observe that the thread will comes into a circular shape. Okay, in all the direction the force is acting on this thread. Because of that force, okay, because of that elongative force in all the direction, finally it will comes to circular shape. That means the area inside the thread become maximum. Okay, the area inside the thread become maximum, but the liquid surface area become minimum. This force is what? That force is due to surface tension, right? So this is one property of the liquid at rest. So one property I said that due to the surface tension on the surface of on the free surface, the liquid behaves as a stretched membrane, and also due to that surface tension the liquid tries to minimize the surface area. Because of that inside, because of that reason it is making in a circle. Inside the area maximum is, outside the liquid surface area becomes minimum. So one more point I will write about that surface tension, that is, first one is it behaves as a stretched membrane and it tries or it tends to have a minimum minimum, or it tries, or it tends to minimize the surface area. Okay, thus we define the surface tension. The surface tension is a property of liquid at rest. Because of that, it tries to minimize the surface area and behaves as a stretched membrane. And how to define surface tension means the total force on the total force on either side of the imaginary line by the length of that imaginary line. That means a force per unit length. That is called as surface tension. Then one more example for surface tension is, so a liquid, okay, if you dip a painting brush inside the liquid, what you will observe means the airs of the painting brush will spread out. During this time, the liquid will present between the airs of this brush. As you remove the brush outside the liquid surface, then you will observe that the surface of that airs of the brush becomes like this. Again, this is one more example to say the liquid having surface tension. That means here also what happens, the property of the liquid, that means what is that property means, tries to minimize the surface area. So here also there are liquid layers present between the airs, right? That liquid layers tries to minimize the surface area. So you can observe the brush like this after removing from this liquid. And you may have observed that a lightweight insects can walk on the surface of the water. Okay, that is also due to a surface tension. And one more example to see the surface tension means, on this liquid, on the top of the liquid, initially you take a blotting paper. Okay, initially you take a blotting paper. On the blotting paper, place a lightweight needle or pin. Okay, don't place a heavy nail, you will not observe the surface tension. So by placing a very thin pin on the blotting paper, and that blotting paper you placed on this free surface of the water. So initially the surface of the water, now you are seeing plain. As soon you place the blotting paper, due to the weight of the needle, it will have some depression. Okay, so because of the pin placing on the blotting paper, let us consider this is a thin pin having a very light weight. Immediately the blotting paper absorbs the water, this blotting paper will sink to the bottom, or it may float. Okay, and you will observe that the pin is still floating on the surface of the water. Okay, that is due to the surface tension. I said how the surface tension will act, how the force will act means tangential to the surface. Here you can able to see at this point, let us consider a molecule. On this molecule, this part will apply force in this direction, right? That is tangential to the surface. Okay, and this part is also applying force on this molecule, right? That is also tangential to the surface. Then like this, the tension force is acting. Then what you have to do, you have to resolve this tension force into two components, rectangular components. So one is along horizontal direction, one is along vertical direction. I resolved this force into two directions. Here also this force I will resolve into two directions. One is horizontal direction and another one is vertical direction. So if we consider this angle theta, then horizontal component, that is become t cos theta. This component become also t cos theta. These are the horizontal components. So in upward direction a force is acting, right? That one component is t sin theta due to this force, and this side force also t sin theta. These horizontal components are acting in opposite direction, hence they will get cancel each other. But this vertical force are acting in the same direction, they will add up. Then how much the net force acting in upward direction means, the net force acting in upward direction is 2t sin theta. And for the needle, it is having some weight, right? That weight is acting downward. It is floating, it is still on the surface of the water, means definitely the weight of the needle mg is balancing by 2t sin theta. If there is no surface tension, there will be no tangential force. Then if there is no force, the needle will sink to the bottom. But in day-to-day life, what we are observing in examples means, if a light needle is can float on a water, means definitely that is due to a surface tension. Okay, so in this way we can understand the concept of surface tension.